Hello everybody, this is Melanie, and I'm back with another speed build. My voice is still kind of crazy. I just have a cold that won't go away, so I always have this nice husky tone, no matter what I do. So it sounds like I need to clear my throat, but this is just how my voice is now, I guess. Hopefully one day I'll sound normal again, but oh well, there could be worse things. So today I decided to make a little TIKES Dollhouse, and I remember playing with this little dollhouse when I was younger. It was the 90s, so I guess this was a pretty popular toy because it seemed like every other house I'd go over to play at, they would have one of these. And my family didn't have one, but my cousins did, and I thought they were so lucky because they had this cute, chunky little house, and I was so jealous of them. And I decided it'd be kind of fun to make it. It was a really big challenge because it's a very open concept, as dollhouses are, so that kids can actually get into them and play. And there were some split levels, and I couldn't figure out how to do that in The Sims 4, but I eventually figured out how to do it, or make it sort of look how the way I wanted it to. So I ended up figuring out how to do it in the end, but it took a while. And you see that little square at the bottom there? Well, it's the pool in this build. And I was looking at pictures and I could see a square of blue, and I didn't know if it was supposed to be a pool or if it was supposed to be like tile for a kitchen floor. But in the playhouse, there's a little wood sliding thing that goes on top of the pool where you can pull it out and it's kind of like a deck. So I decided that I would make the sliding thing the deck and then they would have a pool. So I assumed that they were trying to make a pool, and this is just how I decided to do it. And there's a lot of deleting going on in this video and moving things around because it was kind of hard to tell exactly what I was doing. I kept having to look at different pictures and different angles to see if I was actually getting the build right. But I got it eventually. I'll discuss a few more of the issues I had as they come up. But right now I was just struggling with the balconies and trying to get a triangle balcony, which was harder for me than it probably should have been, but I figured it out. And you'll have to leave a message in the comments if you played with this when you were little. I'm interested to see if it was just like the area I grew up in, everybody played with this, or if it really was as popular as I thought it was. I'm putting this up on the gallery and this video, and I'm just putting it up the dollhouse. I'm not putting any furnishings in it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go back and put in like the little furniture that comes with it. It comes with like these plastic yellow chairs, and you could get them in like kid size too. We had those. We had the little toy kitchen with the little yellow plastic chairs. So I could put those in, and there was like a little car. They have children's size of those, the little cozy coupes that you ride around in. So I don't know if I'm going to go back and try to do that. I did put some furniture in, but that is the furniture that's built into the dollhouse. So there's a yellow bed, a pink bed, and then a bathroom. And I did end up putting all of those in this build. They don't look exactly like they do, obviously, in the dollhouse, but I got it as close as I could. And this was just really fun for me to make. It didn't have to be super realistic, and there were a lot of problems to solve and things to work out, but I got it to work out in the end. And it's fun to build like a hard build if you can figure it out. If you don't figure out how to do it in the end, then it's just frustrating. But I got it pretty close, so I was happy with it. And I kept changing the colors on the house. I would go from making it look, like realistic using brick and things to making it trying to make it look more plastic. And I ended up going with kind of a plastic look. It's actually the tile that's called Pretty in Plastic or something. And that's what I ended up using because I figured it is pretty much just a big chunk of plastic, so it might as well look like that. And right here, I'm figuring out that I need to do 3 levels. So in the actual toy house, there's like the first level and then a split level. So I just made the first level really tall and then the upper 2 as short as I could, so that hopefully it would give the illusion of having just like 2 little levels and 2 split levels and a regular one. Whew, I used the word levels like 1,000 times, just barely. Whew. And I put those little shrubs in when I end up making that level a lot taller. I put bigger shrubs in and they look more like what the actual toy house looks like. The playhouse. Dollhouse? House. One of those things. And my family didn't have this cool little thing, but we had a My Little Pony playhouse, which I'm not going to lie, it was pretty amazing. My mom found it by someone's garbage can, which makes it sound a little less cool. But, you know, they were going to throw it away, and we loved that thing. So we had a My Little Pony playhouse, and the coolest thing ever was we had a Lego dollhouse. So that was pretty amazing. It had like an elevator and Lego beds, and it was like a mansion, and it was super fancy, and I wanted to live in it. Yeah. I wish I still could play with that. Legos are pretty fun. I wish I could build it. I'm jealous of my dad who got to build it for us. One day I'll have a daughter and I'll build her a Lego dollhouse. Or just for myself. And here I was trying to figure out, I would think that the stairs were spaced out a certain way, and then I would get another view of the little dollhouse, and I'd have to go back and adjust everything. And I like that camping bed, the big inflatable bed. I use that as like the bed they have in the dollhouse, which is actually really just like some styrofoam stuff, and it looks really like puffy, kind of like that bed. I end up changing it because, I don't know, a blow-up mattress isn't very realistic to have. I don't think it's probably very comfortable for your Sims to have as their regular bed, so I end up changing it. But for now, it's that cute little puffy yellow thing. And I finally figured out how to put edging around buildings. I've always struggled with like having the edging match up with the floor I want it to, and not what the roof line looks above it, or not what like the ceiling is. I don't know. It's really confusing to explain, but I feel like I finally figured out how to make things look better in The Sims, which I've been struggling with for a while. So this was a good learning thing. And there's like a red hanging lamp in the dollhouse, so I just used the biggest lamp I could find, and that was pretty much red, and used that to kind of simulate it. And there's like this big door under the stairs where you can like store things. And I guess I could have put a normal door under the stairs. I didn't really think about that till just barely, because it wouldn't have looked the same. The door is definitely like a triangle shape, and there are no triangle shaped doors in the game. So instead, I do a faux door here in a minute. And here I am trying to figure out the roof. So it was really hard for me to figure out how to get the roof to go all the way down. I needed to like get all the way down to the second floor, but I couldn't be covering the second floor. So finally I decided that instead of making it have a flat top like it does in the real dollhouse, I would make it really tall and pointed so that I could get the eaves to go all the way down like they needed to. So the top isn't very accurate, but it's as close as I could get it, and it was the best solution I could come up with. So you can still see into the dollhouse, but there's still the roof there. And I kind of want to make little Sims to go with the dollhouse that are kind of chunky and square, because that's how the little doll people are. I think it comes with like a mom, a dad, a little girl, and a baby or something. I'm not quite sure. I need to go back and look at it. Yeah, here I am struggling with the roof for a while. And I'm trying to make the walls meet up with the roof so that it looks like it's one big piece and not just like a big gap in the middle, but there's still a bit of a gap in the end. It was the wall heights, the half walls were such that it was either too tall or too small. There was nothing in between, so I just kind of had to make it work. And I've been really enjoying building with The Sims lately. So I have mixed feelings about custom content. If you have feelings about it, leave what you think in the comments below, because I really like building with custom content because obviously it's free and you get so many more options. But it's also a little frustrating because when you upload it onto the gallery, no one's going to see it unless they're clicked into custom content, and it's just not as accessible. If someone wants to download it, they have to have every single thing you've built with downloaded, and it's just not accessible. So I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on that right now, whether I want to use it or not. Yesterday I was getting frustrated with it and realizing that it was hard to find anything that had custom content in it, because you couldn't really, you have to have the box checked on the gallery if you want to find it. So I ended up going through and deleting all my custom content, which I think is for the best, but I don't know. I'm going to miss it. There's some really cute stuff. I did leave some custom content, not any building items, but I guess I'm a weird person, and I have a mod where the teens can be in relationships with adults, because that makes me sound like a big creep when I say that out loud, but I think it's fun to have like a teen sneak out and having a relationship with like their teacher or something, because you know that's normal, obviously. So I've got mods like that, but I don't have any actually building content or outfits or create a sim stuff, which I think I'm gonna miss, but we'll see if I can bear without it. But there is the new dine out thing coming, which I'm not big into like restaurants and cooking and stuff, so that game pack, is it a game pack? Yeah, it's a game pack. That game pack doesn't sound very fun to me, but maybe it'll just be fabulous. Maybe I've always wanted to build a sushi themed restaurant. I just haven't known it until now. We'll see. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think, if you're excited for that or not, or if you would have rather seen another kind of game pack come out. I saw on The Sims 3, I've never had Sims 3, but on The Sims 3 they had a 70s, 80s, 90s pack. I don't know if it was a stuff pack or a game pack, but I think that would be really fun, so you could build like retro houses and have more to work with. I would really like that. So going back to the build, I was trying to figure out what exactly each of the sections were supposed to be, and I decided on the bottom floor on the right is the driveway, and on the left is maybe just a family room or something. So I kind of paved the right area like a driveway, and there are no cars in The Sims, so I don't have to worry about a car being able to drive up in there. So if I do decide to try to like make a little car, like the one they have, then I'll just set it on there and it won't move. And then here I am trying to replicate the door that opens above the stairs, and I end up just using little lights. These lights are amazing. Not necessarily these lights, but like just wall lights in general in The Sims 4 are great, because you can just make so many things that you wouldn't be able to make otherwise, like signs and lettering, and they just come in very handy. And I thought about doing a line on the top showing where the top of the door is, but it doesn't look that great, so I delete it. It just looks like, I don't know. Yeah, I got like halfway through and was like, no thank you. And then I used a giant light as a doorknob, because there's a big old doorknob on the door. And I think this is going to be kind of fun to play with. Like I said before, The Sims won't really have any privacy, but I think it'd be cute to see them walking around this giant dollhouse. And here I am putting in the second bed. I think it's supposed to be like the little girl's bed. And I could have done a twin size bed, but it would have looked way too tiny, so I decided just to do like a regular sized bed. And then I'm going back and editing up this top level. I don't know what the function of this top floor would be. It's just like it connects the two different sides of the dollhouse, and it's got a rug on it. So it's just like, they could have just built the dollhouse all the way across, but they didn't. I don't know what the function is. Maybe that's where like the baby's room is or something, which would be horrible, because if you're a parent and you want to go, or if you're a little kid and you want to go to the bathroom, you'd have to go to the baby's room to get there in the middle of the night. That would be very inconvenient. Highly inconvenient. So here I am putting in the bathroom. It was kind of hard to see exactly what was going on in that cute little TIKES bathroom, but I figured it out eventually. And it looks like the cabinets are in the back and then the toilet's in front, which I've actually seen people do in The Sims to kind of like make their bathroom look a little more edgy. So I guess Little TIKES is edgy. Who knew? Sometimes I get confused between Little TIKES and Fisher-Price, because they're both really chunky and plastic. So I always want to call this the Fisher-Price dollhouse, but it's actually Little TIKES. And here I am like experimenting with the bottom floor there in the driveway. I was thinking that I wanted to make it flat, so that a car could drive up in it. And then I was like, Melanie, don't be ridiculous. There are no cars in The Sims 4. They couldn't get on there anyway. So I just went back and redid it. And I messed around with the colors a lot. Like I said before, trying to go between plastic and like more realistic looking. But it was really fun to do. You can kind of see other houses I've done around it. There's one to the right of the little dollhouse, and it's like a Santa Fe build. I haven't finished it yet, otherwise I would have to speed build up. But eventually I'll finish it, and you'll be able to see that one all the way. And then there's one behind it that's like a beach house. And then I did build one house where I just took all of the pre-built rooms you can like use in the game. I took one of those to like build a house. So I got a kitchen and a bedroom, and then I redesigned them so they weren't so like generic and hideous. But that's one of the houses back there. But yeah, that's the build. These are the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.